Hey house guests, welcome to today's Celebrity Big Brother updates and spoilers. Oh my god, it's the first one ever. So our house guests of the day are here. Thank you guys so much for the support. Because it's such a short season, we're going to have multiple house guests every day and we will show them on the screen. But thank you guys so much. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. And yeah. Let's get started. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the feed started last night at midnight Eastern time, but there were a few sneak peeks over the last few days. So let's just talk a little bit about what we learned from those. Here's what we know. Shannon is not the HOH. We saw in last night's premiere that she did win the first competition, but they had that little switcheroo with the freaking gift bags, and Keesha is now the HOH. We don't know, like, if she was the one who got the recast or, like, somebody else got it and gave it to her. We don't know the path to the HOH. That is unclear, but we do know that she's the HOH now. So, James and Chuck have been nominated for eviction, and it appears that James is the target this week. They had the Power Veto competition. It was the spelling one. And Shannon won the Power Veto. Dang, girl, winning the first two comps in the first week. Be careful. You don't want to put a target on your back like that. So we also know that as a result of this competition, James and Ari received a punishment. They had to wear these baby costumes and crawl around on their knees. That freaking sucks. They had like bruises on their knees, but they're already done with it because you know, each eviction is not a full week. Like, each eviction cycle is not a full week. Everything is accelerated. So they were already done with their punishment before the live feeds even came on last night. Okay, in other news, the girls are working together. Woo! How exciting is that? That, like, never happens on Big Brother. But are there already cracks in the group? That always happens on Big Brother. Yesterday, Shannon and Omarosa, okay, before we get into this, I always thought it was pronounced Omarosa, but apparently it's Omarosa. I am so sorry for saying your name wrong for so many years. Like, I feel so bad when I say people's names wrong, because that's their name. But anyway, now we know, Omarosa. She and Shannon were strategizing, and these two seem to be a really strong duo. I like it. And they're in with the girls, but they're worried that there's already some cracks in the group, because they see Marissa and Ross super tight. Shannon's thinking that they could have a final two together. I totally agree. They are really tight. And they also think that those two are really close to Ari and Brandy. So if that's a group of 4 and there's 6 girls plus Ross would be 7, they're in the minority. You know, if there's a vote and the 4 of them are all voting together, and then, you know, these two with Keesha, they're on the wrong side of that vote. So they're like, holy crap, we need to figure something out here. Omarosa's also worried that Keesha's head isn't fully in the game because she's still breastfeeding. I guess she's like pumping and then they're like sending that to her child. I don't know. Sure, why not? But why would that make her not in the game? You can do that and still be in the game, but whatever. I had to like laugh when I heard that. But anyway, Shannon and Omarosa are trying to figure out a backup plan here if things go crazy. So Chuck walked in while they were talking, and he was like, I don't want to go. I don't want to leave. So they're like, you know what, man? We're staying loyal to the women, but we want you to know you're our favorite guy. So, like, if we could work together somehow, that would be great. So then after he left, they were saying, like, yeah, we like Chuck. If things get really insane with the girls and, like, that blows up, Chuck is going to be our backup plan. Interesting. Okay. There were also some rumors online before the feeds came on that Meta has already tried to self-evict multiple times. I'm not sure if that's true. I wouldn't be surprised because from what we've seen of him on the feed so far, it seemed like he had a hard time settling in. He's been talking to the cameras a lot. I guess he really misses home and his, I don't know if he's engaged or it's just his girlfriend. I feel like they might be engaged, but he's having a tough time settling in. So it could be true. I don't know. And last but not least, we also learned that Marissa's hair is a lie. I feel so betrayed. I always thought she had that like huge curly hair, which is like the hair that I wish I had. But no, her hair is like naturally straight. She freaking pin curls it all the time, and she's got mad hair pieces in there. My mind was blown. I was just like, what? That was more shocking to me than anything we've seen so far. So anyway, back to last night. The feeds officially came on, like I said, at midnight Eastern time, 9 o'clock Big Brother time, and some of the house guests were enjoying some champagne. Some maybe a little too much. Brandy. So almost everyone was playing charades in the living room. I think Keisha was in the diary room and Meta was like showering. He joined in later. So when they started this thing off, why did Brandy call James Joshua? She was like, I think Joshua should go first. Was she, like, just drunk, or was she being petty, or both? She really does not seem to like James, but really? You can't even call him by his name? That's so rude. Call him by his name. Alright, side note, I really want to know if the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills are watching, or, like, are they paying someone to watch for them, to see if she's talking about them? I don't know, I'm just really curious about that. But anyway, it seemed like everybody was having a pretty good time with charades, but then Brandy was starting to rub people the wrong way. You know, she's got no filter as it is, and then when she gets some booze in her, it's not good. So at one point, Ross was up, and Mark guessed his show, which was Sex and the City, and Brandy yells out, "You're so gay!" And they were like kind of laughing about it, but at the same time, they're like, so then, I don't know, she said it again later, and it was just kind of like a, Brandy, like, chill. And then, at one point, Brandy was up, and she picked out the movie Jumanji. So she gets up there, she's all like, everybody's like, oh, it's a movie. She's like, one word, you know, first syllable. And, of course, the first syllable of Jumanji is Jew. So Brandy, like, points at Marissa's nose to try and get people to say that, and like it took them a while to figure it out. And the best part was when Marissa was like, stop drinking? Like, what do you mean? But then they figured out what Brandy was going for, and Marissa was obviously hurt. It was super awkward. It was just like awful to watch. Everybody was just like, oh no, you did not just do that. So like Marissa and Brandy were laughing together later, but like, it was not good. It was, no. Alright, so then later, the backyard opened around 10 p.m., a little bit after, and it was just so weird seeing it because it's like really tiny this season because they have to keep a lot of it sectioned off so that they can constantly keep putting up and taking down these competition sets, but they still like want to let people go outside so they don't go insane. So yeah, James and Ross were sitting in that patio area, and James was venting about his game struggles because he feels like he's on the block for BS reasons. It's got nothing to do with the game. So Ross is like, all right, my advice to you is to promise people the moon and the stars. So James is like, yeah, obviously. He says he's going to campaign, but he's not going to grovel. So he thinks he's got a few votes already. He's going to see what he can do. So before they can really get into details here, Omarosa comes over and breaks up and breaks up this game chat. So then, you know, after a while, more people come over to the patio. Most of the house guests were hanging out there while Meta was doing the dishes. That's nice. And then Brandy, she just keeps going, man. She's like babbling away. She goes inside for more champagne. No more. Somebody hide it. Take it away. But the house guests, this gives them a chance to talk about Brandy. So they're like, all right, is she just freaking turning this on now because the live feeds are on, or like is she just lit? I don't know, because I feel like maybe they've had alcohol, you know, previous nights when the feeds weren't on, so they've already seen what she's like. But she was like extra last night, so I don't know if she's playing it up for her brand or what. A lot of her brand is built on like drinking, so she could definitely be playing it up for the feeds. I don't know. Too much booze or not enough attention? Leave it in the comments. Okay. I also want to note that during this whole like patio evening portion, Keisha was rocking a blanket dress / skirt, which is something that we do all the time, and it just shows celebrities are just like us. Just like us normies. Alright, so a little while later, they're still out by the patio, a lot of them, and Brandi is drinking. It's moving into that, like, game territory. Like, before she was just rubbing people wrong personally, rubbing them the wrong way, but now she's bringing game into it, and that's, like, really dangerous. So she was out there with Omarosa, Ross, Marissa, Keisha, Chuck, and Mark. And Brandi is like, alright, I just want to say that, like, I heard, I can't do that voice the whole time, that Chuck and James put her up for eviction. First of all, what does that mean? I'm assuming they did not do some sort of, like, everybody nominates somebody kind of thing. It wasn't that situation. I think it was just, like, she means they suggested it to the HOH. So she's like, yeah, Shannon told me that you guys are coming for me. And Mark is like, whoa, that's a big accusation. Where'd that come from? She just said it. It came from Shannon. But anyway, Mark is like, whoa, I guess I'm not really in my alliance because I didn't know that. Oh, Mark. Okay, so then Omarosa's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. This is like the White House all over again. So she is trying to get Brandi to stop talking. So Keisha pulls Brandi away from the patio. Brandi goes inside to the bathroom. And this gives Keisha and Marissa a chance to report to Shannon what Brandi has just done. So Shannon's like, well, I'm going to be out next week. Oh no, I hope not. Honestly, like in a regular season of Big Brother, I would say, yeah, she's in a shitload of trouble. But in this celebrity edition, from what I've seen here in the fallout, it looks like everybody's just like, whatever, who even knows that that's true? Brandi's just drunk. So I don't know if that's going to have any effect on Shannon's game. But anyway, Marissa's like, all right, well, we can't have any more booze in the house now. Don't take away our fun. At least let her have a little bit. Damn. So apparently Brandi also kept calling Keisha Rudy last night. I don't think she appreciated that. Okay, so then a few minutes later, Shannon and Brandi are kind of talking about what Brandi has done. And Shannon's like, I told you that in confidence. And I don't think Brandi even realized, like, that actually did happen. She was like, I was just, like, saying that. But apparently Shannon did actually pass that information along to her. So Brandi's like, well, they hate you. They all hate you anyway. Oh my god. She's saying you're the biggest threat to the guys. And Shannon's like, I know, but, like, try not to make it worse. Don't throw me under the bus. So then Brandi's like, Shannon, I love you. And I have your back. And I'll take off all my clothes right now and lay them out on the floor. So you see how much I love you. It was a mess. Okay. So then Brandi is like, I'm going to mess with these guys some more. So she goes back to the patio area. And she just brings up this, like, Shannon information again. So then after a minute of that, Omarosa, Shannon, Ari, and Ross all escort Brandi back into the house. Last night was definitely the Brandi show. So Ross is telling Brandi, you need to rein it in a bit. Just freaking trust us. And Brandi's like, yes, okay. But she's also going on about how the guys have, like, small D's and big egos. And, like, they need to hear this stuff. And what? So everything was solved, sort of, with magnesium shots. Woo! Just a little reminder, this is Celebrity Big Brother, so they're going to do stuff like magnesium shots. Okay, so then, and I don't mean like shot, I mean like shot. Okay, so then that group, Brandi's escorts, go to the green bedroom. And Brandi's like, guys, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm an asshole because I suck at lying. So I just have to, like, say stuff that's true. So they're all sitting there with their makeup remover wipes, taking off their makeup. And Brandi's like, I'm more alive with alcohol. And then Shannon notices this butternut squash behind Brandi's bed. The other day, she had a freaking eggplant. Now it's a butternut squash. And Shannon's like, is that your new boyfriend? So Brandi picks it up, puts it down on the bed, and pretends to mount it. No! I can't look at you anymore. was disturbing. So then, you know, they're like, all right, we're out of here. We're done. Thank you. Good night. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. They need to bring freaking Bethany in from Real Housewives of New York City to get Brandi to just go to sleep. So then before they get Brandi to go to sleep, Shannon just wants everybody to have charcoal pills because she's worried about people being hung over tomorrow. And apparently the charcoal pills will like absorb things that you don't want in your stomach. So she did eventually get Brandi to take some charcoal pills. I think they worked. So the rest of the night, people were just talking about Brandi's antics, rehashing what was going on there. James is trying to figure out a campaign strategy. He's hoping that he has votes from Metta, Mark, and Ross. So there's going to be 8 people voting for this eviction. So he's going to need 5 votes to stay, for sure, or 4 votes and then convince Keisha to break the tie in his favor. So I don't know if he's going to be able to swing anybody, but yeah, that was pretty much it for last night. Today, Metta was talking to the cameras this morning, and he's been walking around and cuddling with the Orwell, the owl doll. He says that he misses his, again, I don't know if it's his girlfriend or his fiance, but he misses her, and the owl helps keep him sane. It's so nice. Okay, so then, of course, more discussion of Brandi's actions last night. Omarosa and Keisha were kind of analyzing things, and they were like, do you think that stuff was true about Shannon? They're not even 100% sure. So Keisha's like, did she really tell Brandi those things that Chuck and James supposedly said? And they're like, yeah, I think she did, because she was pretty upset about it when we told her what Brandi said. So then Omarosa's like, there's no doubt that Shannon has individually gamed with each of the guys. That's like supposed to be your number one. Why are you talking crap about her to somebody else? Oh my god, please don't ruin this already. So then this morning, Brandi wakes up and she's just like, hey guys, what's up? What? Again, I guess the charcoal pills worked, but they definitely didn't bring back her memory because supposedly she does not remember what happened last night. So from what I've seen so far, nobody's really telling her, like, you freaking sucked last night. But there was, I think Ross was alluding to the butternut squash incident, and I don't know. I feel like if anybody's going to tell her what was said, it's probably going to be Ross with the whole Shannon thing. It seems like everybody else, like Keisha's trying to sweep it under the rug. I don't know what's going to happen there. But anyway, the house guests were on an HOH lockdown for a while. Good news! Whenever they're on a lockdown or like the feeds are down for a really long time for a competition or whatever, the puppies, kitties, and bunnies from last season are back. So they're all available for adoption and they're freaking adorable, and I wish I could have all of them. But yeah, I'm really excited that Big Brother is still doing that because I think it's a great thing. So anyway, while they were on their lockdown, Big Brother installed a social media station for all these social media moguls. So that is set up in the Speakeasy Lounge. It's a freaking tablet that they can tweet from. Actually, they don't directly tweet out from it. They just write out the tweets, and then those tweets are sent to whoever's doing their social media when they're in the house. And it's only a one-way street. So they can't see like any replies or anything. They have no internet access. They can't even see other people's tweets in the house. So you just send it out, it's gone. So it's basically like the HOH tweets, but you don't have to be the HOH to do it. So they were pretty excited about that. I thought it was funny that they were like, who has the most followers in here? It was Joshua, James. So they were freaking asking him to send out a tweet with all of their handles on it. Okay. Alright, anyway, somebody's leaving tomorrow. Tomorrow's the first eviction. It's going to be either James or Chuck. Right now it's looking like it's going to be James, but you never know what's going to happen here. He is planning on campaigning. I haven't really seen Chuck doing a ton of campaigning yet, so we'll see. I don't know. Leave it in the comments who you think is going to be the first one out. And until tomorrow, much love.